Good afternoon. This is Sid Haas with LKCS, and welcome to our webinar entitled May the Force Be With Your E-Statements. I appreciate the time you guys took to join us today, and hopefully I'll be able to dispense some valuable information. Please feel free to ask questions anytime during the webinar. You can do that with your GoToMeeting toolbar. The phone lines are muted, but I'd be happy to answer questions as we go. Everybody will be receiving a copy of today's presentation. You'll have an email in your inbox. It's also attached to your GoToMeeting toolbar today, so you can download that. And we are going to post a recording of the webinar to our YouTube channel as well. So with the particulars out of the way, I'd like to introduce LKCS to those of you that aren't familiar with our company. We've been working with financial institutions since 1961, providing a wide variety of services. Statements and e-statements is a large part of what we do, but it's only a part of the services that we offer. So for the last 15 years or so, our focus has really been on utilizing data to improve marketing results for our clients. And we view statements and e-statements as just one of those marketing channels. But we can help with all aspects of traditional and online marketing as well. When it comes to e-statements in particular, we think that e-statements need to deliver a premium user experience. Your members and customers know what to expect when they pull a statement out of an envelope, but they don't really know what they're going to expect online. So we think that e-statements, again, need to be designed to deliver a better statement than paper statements. And they need to provide a benefit to your account holders, not just that cost-saving benefit, to your bank or credit union. And we're going to show some examples, as we go through the presentation today. So first off, that starts with branding. Most e-statements, hopefully most e-statement sites today, are branded to represent your financial institution, better than that example at the top there, which is just completely, generic, right? Online banking and e-statements and mobile banking, all of those things should be branded with your colors and your logo, your messaging, all of those types of things, such as that example at the bottom there. And then when it comes to the statement display itself, whether these are paper statements or e-statements, they need to be formatted professionally. And, gone are the days of that statement on the left where, some computer programmer wrote a program to generate a statement because that's what the regulations required, and that statement certainly meets the regulatory requirements, but it does nothing to support that credit union and build their brand and make it easy for, that credit union member to understand that statement, where it's the same statement data, potentially on the right-hand side, formatted in a much more pleasing fashion, introducing some marketing messaging and, cross-sales efforts and things like that. But obviously there's a huge difference in legibility of that statement data and, professional design of that statement without an increase really in cost. When it comes to e-statements, realize that color shouldn't cost anymore, right? It doesn't cost more to display color on a computer screen. While it still does cost a little bit more in many cases to print color on a paper statement, there's no reason that statement, on the left that's printed in black and white, when it's sent out via paper, can't have some color injected into it when it's delivered as an e-statement. So we think that's a critical change, that you should push your e-statement vendors for, is to introduce some color, again, supporting the brand, making that statement, more vibrant, easier to understand, making your marketing and advertising messages really pop off of that e-statement. E-statement platforms today should be able to support multiple document types. There's no reason to limit your e-statements to just your monthly account statements. Your daily notices, your credit card statements, your mortgage statements, your tax forms, any regular, account communications that you're having with your account holders can be delivered electronically. It's all secure. It's all, and it can all be within the same document repository, right? The same website that they're going to select their e-statements should have all of those documents. And how much more could your institution save if all of those were provided electronically, if you're not doing that already? It's huge numbers. If you have 30 to 40%, of your account holders signed up for e-statements, that basically equates to 30 to 40% of your notices and mortgage statements and tax forms all having the ability to be delivered electronically, saving you money on every one of those month after month. These are examples, I guess, of other e-documents, that we produce for our clients. So on the left is a late payment notice. On the right is a credit card statement. Those can all be delivered, obviously, both paper or electronically, in that kind of format. When it comes to e-statement retention, we're finding, our customers and their account holders are asking for longer and longer retention periods. So for e-statements, I think 12 months is the absolute minimum that you should be storing your statements, online. For your account holders, and 18 to 24 months are becoming much more common. We have customers asking for unlimited retention. They want us to keep every document that we produce for them, available, for their account holders online. And those documents should be available instantly whenever, an existing member or customer signs up for e-statements. There shouldn't be a waiting period, or anything like that. The value to an account holder for e-statements is that their documents are ready for them. So when you have an existing, account holder, maybe they've had an account with you for the last 5 years, 10 years or longer, when they sign up for e-statements, they should at least have that last 12 months or 24 months, statements and notices and all of that and tax forms available to them online. Most of our clients are still feeing for reprints of statements. If a customer walked into the bank or credit union and asked for a reprint of a statement, but it's very easy at that point, to convert those to e-statement users. I can get you that statement today, and I won't charge you if you sign up for e-statements. Then you'll have access to these, all the time in the future. So, just something to keep in mind there. You're all used to delivering statement stuffers with your paper statements, but not all e-statement solutions have the ability to deliver statement stuffers with the e-statements. Those are, potential cross-sell opportunities and upsell opportunities that you may want to take advantage of. And obviously there's regulatory needs when it comes to statement stuffers for privacy policies and things like that. So our e-statement solution, the way it handles that is via banner ads. Those banner ads that you're seeing down there at the bottom can link to web pages with the information. They can link to PDFs. So we'll scan a lot of statement stuffers that our customers send us, and we'll link to those that way. These banner ads can appear for all of your account holders, or they can appear selectively. So just like we can include different statements or different inserts with different member statements, we can do the same thing with the e-statements. So if you want to send an auto loan offer only to those account holders that don't have an auto loan with you, we can make that happen both on the paper statements and electronically. And one of the features that we've actually added recently is the ability to have this little new flag, that instantly shows an account holder what they haven't clicked on yet or what they haven't read yet. So just an option for you to, again, I guess call further attention, to new offers maybe that you're sending out to your account holders each month. Within the statement itself, you've already seen a couple of examples of these, but within the statement or e-statement, many vendors, including LKCS, have the ability to incorporate inserts. And again, on the e-statement, these inserts can appear in full color. Obviously that jumps off of this page. There's no way that you could miss this rewards checking offer, in this particular example. These can be selectively displayed as well. So every account holder can see this particular rewards checking insert, or, different groups of account holders can see different offers instead. That's totally up to you. Most vendors are sending out an email notification when e-statements are available. We do that as a courtesy. I think most vendors do, but we give our clients the ability to customize those emails. So these are fairly simple, only the text was changed, but these email notifications can include graphics, and you can send us, we can have our designers create an image for you. You can send us images, send us HTML for these messages, whatever you want. For these custom e-statement email notifications, but there's no reason that this email just has to say your statement is ready. It can also tell your account holders what's going on at the bank or credit union, or what are the newest promotions, newest offers, what news. Turn these email notifications into your e-newsletters. Very, very simple to do. And there's some unique functions that you can consider. And again, talk to us or talk to other, e-statement vendors. But what about that landing page when a member or an account holder first comes in to view their e-statement? What's the first thing they're going to see? Are they just going to see a list of their statements that are available to them, or are they going to see some offer that might be even personalized specifically for them? So this is a great spot for you to incorporate another marketing offer, ad, anything like that. Every account holder that comes into e-statements is going to go to that landing page, whatever that page looks like, and will potentially see an offer there for them. Include a video there, just as an option. So it doesn't have to be a static ad. Maybe that's a little video. We're seeing more and more of our customers investing in video productions and things like that. Maybe it's the latest commercial. Maybe it's, in this case, something from their investment advisor group. Anything like that can be incorporated into e-statements as well. Things like popovers, we're constantly getting, how do we get more people on our social media profiles? How do we get more people on our email lists? All of those types of things. Again, when customers sign in, whether it's to online banking or in this case to e-statements, what are the different options that you have, to drive them to your offers? These are also great for compliance notifications. We hear it all the time. We have to send this policy, or we've updated this fee schedule. We need to make sure everybody sees it. Here's one way to do that. And we can even track who's seen it and who hasn't. And, for those people that haven't logged in, then maybe you got to send them out via email or potentially, via paper, depending on what your needs are. But again, there's lots of different options for delivering this type of content within your e-statements. Nowadays, the latest statistics are that about 40% of U.S. internet users only use mobile devices. One of the services that LKCS provides is website hosting. And over the past 6 months to a year, we've actually seen some of our websites for the first time have more mobile traffic to them than desktop traffic. So more people surfing bank and credit union websites from phones and tablets than, from PCs and laptops. That trend is going to continue. So you need to make sure that your e-statements are mobile friendly. Many of you, if not all of you, have invested in mobile banking, but have you checked to see if your e-statements are mobile friendly? And if your users are only using a mobile device to access their e-statements, they may very well want to switch back to paper statements. You need to prevent that from happening, and you need to make sure that your e-statement is mobile friendly. In this case, this is showing you how clicking our e-statements can be responsive, just like a responsive website, and clicking on the statement or touching the statement itself will actually enlarge the statement content. So even if I'm looking at my statement, on a small phone, I'm able to view all the details on that statement very, very easily. Link to all those banner ads, all the different things. Same functionality that I would have on a desktop, I have, from my phone or tablet. Along with that mobile friendliness comes the fact that, many vendors are only sending out an email notification when e-statements are ready. What about texts? Many people prefer text messaging now over email. So our solution gives account holders the ability to specify their contact preferences for each type of statement or notice they might receive. So in this case, a credit union member could come in and say, you know what, my statement and email notification is fine on that, but if I get a negative balance notice or an insufficient funds notice, I want to make sure that I get a text message on that. So we actually enable, our account holders to specify multiple email addresses if they wanted to get notifications, and then again that ability for text messaging, which is super convenient. When it comes to getting more and more people to use your e-statements, you need to make sure that you remove any barriers to that enrollment process. We still occasionally find, a bank or credit union that has a paper form or some form that must be signed and brought in before an account holder can enroll for e-statements. You need to make sure that they can enroll online without really your involvement at all. With us, for people to enroll for e-statements, all they need is their account number, the last 4 digits of their social, and then they would specify a password and their multi-factor authentication questions. We also have relationships with multiple online banking vendors, in which case they wouldn't even need their account number and the last 4 digits of their social. Through a single sign-on, they would log in to the online banking platform and then be transferred directly to our e-statement process, and that account number would be passed through, from the online banking vendor. But very, very simple enrollment. There's no requirement from for the bank or credit union to approve it unless for some reason you want to, and certainly no paper involved in the enrollment process. You need to make sure that that's what's in place at your institution. And again, consider that home banking single sign-on. I mean, that's more and more popular, all the time. There's very few new e-statement implementations that we have that don't have online banking or online banking integrations. We even have the ability to have multiple types of online banking single sign-ons within the same site. Some of our customers, for example, have a consumer online banking product and a commercial online banking product, and we can have single sign-ons from both of those at the same time to the same e-statement platform. And surprisingly, one of the barriers to e-statements is people want to know that they have a way out. If they don't like the e-statement for some reason, if it doesn't work on their device, although our opt-in, our registration process ensures that they can view an e-statement for e-sign compliance, but if there's some reason that they need to opt out of getting an e-statement, they want to know that they can. They want to know that it's not a one-way street. So, make sure that you communicate that, in your e-statement campaigns, that if you really don't, you can always go back to a paper statement. For us, there's just a simple checkbox, that somebody would have to click. And we find very, very, very few people that are enrolled for e-statements go back to paper. So, some of our customers have us turn this feature off, and it's really a super low risk feature. We're talking tiny tenths of a percent of people maybe that opt out and go back to paper. And this type of, simple enrollment process, you could actually send out an email marketing message and get people to enroll for e-statements directly from that email, with one click. So, lots of different marketing opportunities, but you need to make sure that enrollment process is simple and straightforward, and doesn't require any involvement, or difficult procedures to go through to get people enrolled. So now that you have the tools to defeat the dark side, to defeat those paper statements, how else are you going to increase e-statement enrollment? So I'm going to go through a few options with you for you as far as marketing those e-statements. The most popular way to promote e-statements is still the whole, environmentally friendly, going green type of messaging. So, here's some statistics for you that you can use, in your marketing efforts. They're huge. It still says, the numbers are that about over 30% of people switch to e-statements primarily to reduce their impact on the environment. So it's still, an important message to get out there. It is more important to women than it is to men. But we're seeing, and I'm sure you guys are too, that more and more women are making those financial decisions in the household. So you can explain very easily that e-statements are safer than paper statements. I'm not aware of any e-statement vendor that has data that's not encrypted with a minimum of 128-bit security certificate. And according to Symantec, at current computing speeds, a hacker with all the tools in the world would still take 1 trillion years to break into a single 128-bit security certificate. The number of potential combinations is absolutely mind-boggling, and that's just to get into one session. Keep in mind that these keys change, these secure socket keys, encryption keys change every time somebody logs in and out. So by the time that anybody could potentially break in, regardless of how many computers they're using, that session's ended and that key has changed. It has never, ever happened yet that somebody has hacked 128-bit or higher security certificate. And most of the security certificates now being used are 256 bits and higher. Some of them are all the way up to 2048-bit. The weakness in security is in the password. It's not in the SSL. So, obviously encourage your account holders to look for that lock symbol in their browser. You may want to talk to your e-statement vendor and even add what's known as an extended validation security certificate, which will turn that browser bar green and identify, potentially the bank or credit union's name. In this case, it's our name. Shown in this example. But again, the biggest thing is to remind users to protect those account numbers and their passwords. Longer, stronger passwords, is the key to not only e-statement security, but all online banking security and network security in general. Additional benefits, obviously, is an e-statement is going to be delivered faster than U.S. mail. For us, our e-statements are typically available within a day of receiving a statement file from our customers. E-statements are obviously available from anywhere. And again, that provides that instant access to that account history. And obviously, they're free. I don't know of anybody charging for e-statements. We're seeing customers charging for paper statements, but I have yet to see anybody charge for an e-statement. When it comes to deciding who to promote e-statements to, I always tell, our customers to start with their home banking users, the people that are already in the electronic channel. Place those e-statement ads within online banking if you can. Again, contact these online banking customers by email. You have all of their email addresses with that one-click opt-in. But you should be able to convert very large percentages of your online banking users to e-statements, if not all of them. These customers are used to doing business with you electronically. Getting them to an e-statement should be very, very easy. Consistently raise awareness. Just because e-statements are important to you doesn't mean that they're important at all to your account holders. They've got other things going on in their lives. So you continuously have to utilize all media available and just keep reinforcing that message. One of the things that you can easily do is promote e-statements within your paper statements. Print ads on the back of your envelopes, include statement stuffers, or print those inserts directly on the paper statements that promote e-statements. Raffle drawings, we've seen it. Everybody likes the chance to win something. We've seen it triple sign-up rates, by offering a monthly or quarterly prize drawing. And our recommendation is to draw from all e-statement users, not just the new members to sign up, just as a way to encourage that loyalty to keep people signed up for e-statements. Why give something only to those new people, that sign up? Let everybody in the pool of e-statement users potentially be eligible for that prize. For individual account holders signing up for e-statements, there's tons of logoed products. We can certainly help you, identify all sorts of different logoed products. We found that about that $5 mark appears to be the magic figure. A little less than that, a product worth less than that is probably not as big of an, not a big enough incentive to get somebody to make the switch. But spending 2, 3, 4, 5 times that isn't necessary either. Early spring's a great time for these little pine trees. I happen to love these. It fits that going green theme, and these little tags are custom printed, with your information on them. I think it's just a great little giveaway, and they stay for weeks in a fridge. So, but lots of different options, so we can give you, lots of different ideas if you need them. Contests within your branch and within your employees, get your employees to do the work for you. Arm your branches with banners and posters and buttons and whatever else they need, and set up a little kiosk for, a member service person to be able to pull people right out of line and show them how to sign up for e-statements. The biggest thing is just to get your frontline staff to ask, are you signed up for e-statements? Have you seen our e-statements? Here's why you should be signed up for e-statements. It's too many times that people are never asked to sign up for e-statements. Your new accounts, when people come in for the first time and open that first account, they don't need paper. You should be able to sign those members or customers up for e-statements when they open their first account. Have them basically opt out, have them tell you specifically if they don't want paper. Otherwise, just proceed with the process of getting them signed up for e-statements right away. And we're seeing a lot of product bundling. I'm sure you guys are too, but, design some products to completely minimize fees or eliminate certain fees, when people sign up for e-statements and other services. Again, deliver value, back to that account holder, not just back to the bank or credit union. And we can help you track the results. I would hope that other vendors can as well, but we can help you monitor new e-statement enrollments during marketing campaigns. We have reports built into our system that will show you specifically how many people, enrolled for e-statements within a certain time frame. You specify those dates and it'll pull up the numbers in the list for you. Look for anybody that reverts back to a printed statement. There's going to be very few of them in our experience, but if there's one or two a month, it's not very hard for you to reach out to them and ask them why they switched back to a paper statement. What was wrong? What could we do to improve, the process? What can I do to get you back to an e-statement? And match back those account numbers for any targeted campaigns or special offers. If we send out a direct mail piece or an email, we can always match that email address or that address back to your e-statement users, and again, tell you specifically which of the people that received those offers responded to it. We're even doing things like automatically posting e-statement user reports to secure FTP sites. So when it comes to products like rewards checking and things like that, if e-statements are a requirement, for those higher interest rates, you have a way to actually monitor and make sure that people are still getting those e-statements by downloading that data into your system every day. I hear it occasionally that when we're talking about e-statements, yeah, but we just don't have it in the budget. We don't have an e-statement campaign in the budget. Well, talk to your CEOs and remind them that everybody that signs up for e-statements is probably going to save you at least 50 cents per month. And that's a low figure in most cases. But if you can get 2,500 new e-statement users at 50 cents per month, you're talking a $15,000 annual savings. And it's not $15,000 and that's it. It's $15,000 a year every year. And that's only for 2,500 people. Obviously some of our clients and then a lot of the people on the call today are quite a bit larger, larger institutions than that. This number is old. We have clients now that have over 70 and 80% of their account holders on e-statements. We're talking huge dollars, huge savings and a huge competitive advantage, over other financial institutions in their market. And that's all the information that I have for you. So again, I want to thank you for joining us today. I will stay on the line and answer any questions that you may have, but also feel free to contact me via email or phone after today's webinar. I'd be happy to get you any additional information or cost estimate for LKCS to process your statements. Thanks very much.